Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah. Continuing in volume 2, Riyadh Salihin, book number 8, the book of virtues. Chapter 184, desirability of assembling for the recitation of the noble Quran. Narrated Abu Huraira radiyallahu anhu that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, any group of people that assemble in the houses of Allah in order to recite the Quran and to teach it to one another, tranquility will descend upon them from Allah, mercy will cover them, angels will spread their wings over them, and Allah will make mention of them to those, i.e., the angels surrounding him. Muslim. One meaning of the hadith is that they teach one another by discussing the Quranic sciences and knowledge the Quran contains. Another meaning is that they recite the Quran before one another. Both these meanings are correct because both these acts are auspicious and are means of gaining the pleasure of Allah. This hadith, however, does not tell us in any way that this group of people recite the Quran all at once, for this was not the practice of Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but rather a heresy in the religion. Chapter 185, the merits of ablution, i.e. wudu. Allah the Exalted says in Surah number 5, verse number 6, of which the meaning is, O you who believe, when you intend to offer salah, wash your faces and your hands up to the elbows. Rub by passing your hand over your heads and wash your feet up to the ankles. If you are in a state of janaba, i.e. after a sexual discharge, purify yourself. But if you are ill or on a journey, or any of you come from answering the call of nature, or you have been in contact with women, and i.e. sexual intercourse, and you find no water, then perform tayammum, and with clean earth, and rub therewith your faces and hands. Allah does not want to place you in difficulty, but He wants to purify you, and to complete His favor to you, that you may be thankful. Narrated Abu Huraira radiyallahu anhu that I heard Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying, on the day of resurrection, my followers or my ummah will be called al-ghur al-muhajjalun, from the traces of ablution, and whoever can increase the area of his radiance should do so. Al-Bukhari and Muslim. The word ghur is the plural of aghar, which means shining or white. It is used for animals like a horse with a blazing or white mark on his face. Here it refers to that radiance which will issue from the brows of the believer in the day of resurrection, and which will make them prominent. Muhajilun is from tahjil, which also means whiteness, but it is used for the whiteness which is to be found on all the four or at least on three legs of a horse. Here it refers to that light which will shine through the hands and feet of the believers because of their habit of performing wudu. What this means is that the believers among the Muslims will be distinguished from other communities by virtue of the refulgence issuing from their brows, hands, and feet on the day of judgment, in the same way that a horse with a white forehead is easily distinguished from other horses. This hadith on the other hand, highlights the merits of wudu, and on the other, induces us to wash the organs to be covered by wudu a little more than the minimum essential. This is to say, it will be more meritorious if in wudu a person washes his hand to his shoulders rather than the elbow, and the feet up to half of the calf or knee rather than the ankles. Narrated Abu Huraira radiyallahu anhu that I heard my Khalil, i.e. Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as saying, the adornment of the believer in paradise will reach the places where the water of ablution reaches his body. Muslim. This hadith also induces us to watch a large portion of the organs involved in wudu. Narrated Uthman bin Affan radiyallahu anhu that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if anyone performed the ablution perfectly, i.e. according to the sunnah, his sin will come out from his body, even from under his nails. Muslim. To perform wudu in a proper manner means to perform it according to sunnah. Ejection of sins from the body means forgiveness of sin, and sins here stand for minor sin because major sins are not pardoned without devout penitence. Narrated Uthman ibn Affan radiyallahu anhu that I saw Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam perform ablution the way I have just done it, and said, he who performs ablution properly in this manner and proceeds toward the masjid to offer salah, all his previous minor sins will be forgiven, and his walking to the mosque and his salah will earn extra merit. Muslim. Wudu is a means of remission of minor sins, provided those sins are not related to the rights of people, because they too will not be forgiven without penitence and compensating the aggrieved and the wronged. To perform wudu at home before proceeding to the masjid for salah is a highly meritorious act. He who does so will be purged of minor sin. Then his going to the masjid and performing of salah there is a means of further reward and increase in status. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
جزاك الله خيرا. الحمد لله.